Hello and namaste, my beautiful friends. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. Welcome to your planetary energy forecast for the week of February the 24th, 2025. Now, this is when things start to become very interesting, and I know there's already so much volatility out there, a lot of surprising world events, personal events, a lot of turmoil, and I'm sorry to say that we are entering a phase of even more volatility. So let's hop into the week. So set the scene for the week. Remember that we have Neptune amplified by the presence of the North Node in the sign of Pisces. And now we have also Mercury in Pisces, the mind, and Saturn in Pisces. Now, Saturn hasn't quite caught up to the little Pisces party. It's a little earlier in the zodiac, and in fact, we'll meet Mercury this week as Mercury hurries past. And so this is very, very deep energy. It's difficult energy. The energy of Pisces is other realms. It is the depths of the ocean, the things that are truly uncharted, the depths of our inner selves. Pisces represents the 12th house, the house that has to do with the subconscious, that has to do with things that have been passed on, things that happen behind closed doors, decisions that impact us where we don't necessarily feel like we have a say or a voice or autonomy. At the same time that this is happening, things are moving into Aries. And in fact, we have Venus in Aries, and all week she's paused at the same degree where she's about to begin to move backwards on March the 1st. And so that retrograde phase does not finish until the middle of May. And we also have Mercury entering its retrograde phase on March 1st, just entering in the shadow, right? Not actually moving backwards. But these two energies are going to dance in basically the same degrees of early Aries and then back into Pisces. And then we have, of course, every astrologer's been banging on about this for a while. We have this big shift of Neptune moving into Aries at the end of March. March is very volatile. It also features two powerful eclipses. So this is the week that just kind of initiates some of those more intense time periods. Now, one of the saving graces of this week is Mercury is going to begin to move into a sextile, an angular blessing, a mathematical blessing, so that the energies are flowing together. And Mercury in Pisces is very impressionable. She's very psychic, kind of picks up on things. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of deep understandings. And that is what I believe the broader evolutionary idea of all this energy in Pisces is about. I recently just did a special video for my membership this month, and I wanted to call out some of the keywords that I did in a special deep dive on Neptune. So Neptune, and therefore also Pisces, the energy that it rules, some of the higher vibrational qualities include that it's feminine and euphoric, transcendental, sympathetic, compassionate, mystical, inspirational, clairvoyant, poetic, musical, idealistic, intuitive, dreamy, naive, romantic, and creative. Or the shadows, which can be worry. All right, Neptune often indicates worry, indulgence, negativity, fearfulness, vagueness, obsessive or compulsive behaviors or thinking or even patterns of speech, gullibility, deludedness, addictiveness, being unethical, having no boundaries or structures or rules, being unreliable or ungrounded or confused or deceptive, the feelings of guilt, of being vulnerable or disillusioned. And these are all some of the energies that we are currently experiencing. And then just the volume is turned up, up, up because of the presence of the North Node, the presence of Saturn there, making there be pretty intense consequences if we fall into the shadow of any of these Neptunian qualities. And of course, Mercury moving through there as well, and Venus. So it's an incredible pileup of planets. You don't have to be an astrologer to look around and see that something's really going on in the collective and in the charts. Now, we also have a significant moon void this week, I want to point out. That's on the 26th from 5:04 a.m. until the 27th at 3:46 a.m. We also have Mercury coming in contact with Saturn the first few days of the week. Now, I know that it's going to have that lovely sextile with Uranus. There's a little bit of blessing, there's a little bit of excitement there. But first, Mercury runs into Saturn. And Saturn can be, limitation, restriction. Mercury can have this excitement of wanting to share ideas and create, right? And then here comes Saturn with the rules and the regulations, and are you going to have time for that and money for that, etc. Now, the flip side of that can be that we use this Saturnian structure to dedicate some strong energy to manifesting whatever it is that Mercury in Pisces is inspired to create. And knowing that soon that Mercury will have this lovely contact with Uranus, making anything possible. And also another thing to look forward to is almost the whole month of March, Saturn is flowing beautifully with Uranus. And so there's just this, it's the thing that I'm really looking at to be like, okay, this is going to get us through, right? This is going to help us out significantly. So if you abide with that kind of feeling of, what if this is happening for my best interest? What can I do to make this kind of land this thing in the best possible way? Think back to some of those keywords of the Neptune, the higher vibration of Neptune, particularly Neptune in Pisces, in order to think about how to take the right actions in order to achieve something with this truly mixed bag of astrology. Now, the other thing we've got going on this week that's kind of a big deal is a new moon on the 27th. So it is at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, 9 degrees of the sign of Pisces. So it is clashing with Jupiter and Gemini, but hey, it's touching Jupiter. So if you don't get lost in the overwhelm of information, right now Jupiter and Gemini, I just get this feeling of somebody just like tossing papers with data at me and just like an avalanche, right? So if you don't get overwhelmed with that and you tune into that lovely Mercury sextile, that sudden idea to Uranus. Oh, well, why couldn't this work out? Oh, I just got that email. Hey, it is one of the good manifestation new moons, I would say, in the Pisces area of your life. It's wonderfully powerful if you're looking to be more creative, if you're looking to be more compassionate, if you want to deepen your spiritual connection and practices. This is a really beautiful new moon for that. Keep in mind, next month, the new moon will be an eclipse, as will the full moon. And those are not necessarily manifestation moons or cord-cutting moons. Those are just be adaptable and make sure you're surfing the wave and not getting crushed in it kind of energy. So do take advantage of this lovely new moon in Pisces. And then on the first of the month, it's gonna arrive with power, because it's the day that Mercury touches the North Node. Mercury touches the North Node and Neptune, okay, in Pisces. So you're going to really feel this immersion of the mind into this amplified Pisces energy. It's like, oh yeah, I'm really feeling that kind of woo this week early, and then it's like, whoa, taken into the undertow, okay? It's the same day that Venus is going to pause and begin to move backwards, which by itself could send out reverberations into the markets, into currencies, resources, things like that, or anything ruled by Venus, love, money. And then also Mercury steps into the shadow zone. And so this is a lot of energy occurring on the first. And then on the second, the sun will come into a clash, a difficult angle with Jupiter. Now, I would say that kind of that difficult energy, it's with the new moon, but then it just intensifies, right? Because the new moon is the meeting of the sun and the moon, but it's a little bit stronger. It's going to feel a little bit stronger as we get towards the end of the week. And that is also a day of significant moon void, 8:52 a.m. Eastern until the 3rd at 5:37 a.m. Eastern. So, really feeling this angular energy with that Jupiter in Gemini. Don't allow yourself to get lost in the avalanche of thoughts and information. Really tune into yourself. Now, as far as the light of the week, I'm liking the new moon. I think this is a great new moon, a manifestation moon. Make sure you're taking advantage of this new beginning. This is kind of serving the new Pisces era, having been transformed through the power of Neptune and the North Node. Now remember, Neptune is going to dip back into Pisces. Neptune's, even when it goes into Aries next month, it's not going to be staying there forever, but it will commit to it next spring in February of 2026. But still, I see this new moon in Pisces as like, okay, now I've had a big initiation, a big step up in my Pisces part of my life. What's next? I'm also loving the Mercury sextile to Uranus. I love a good Uranian, like, woo, wow, okay, that was left field. Let's be adaptable. Let's work with it. And then, you can find the best use for this stellium in Pisces, this grouping of planets, this deep spiritual group. I think I shared with you last week that I've been working with a specific mantra to manage the energy of March, because it hits me personally very strongly, and it also, I think, it will be very strong in the collective. But working with that mantra, I can just already feel it like creating a force field around me that's shifted my consciousness. So, and that's partially due to that powerful grouping of planets in Pisces. As far as the shadow for the week, Mercury, Saturn. Mercury, Saturn's always a little heavy. And keep in mind, the sun is in Pisces too. So it's going to be, next week, it will be Sun, Saturn. If you feel the weight of the world, okay, and if you're paying attention, how could you not? But if you feel the weight of the world, then say, what conscious action am I going to take, right? In order to move this. This is Saturn. Saturn honors work, dedication, discipline, right? So apply those Saturnian forces to the esoteric, whether it's spending more time in meditation or chanting or, creative work. I mean, dedicate yourself to those Pisces ideals. And then Venus retrograde. I mean, I'm a Venus girl, man. I always got to keep a little caution flag up when Venus is stationing in particular, but whenever she's retrograde. And then, of course, the Mercury shadow zone. I think this Mercury retrograde is going to be pretty wild, just because it's like Venus and Mercury are traversing the same degrees. And in fact, they'll be touching each other for part of next month. And so there's just going to be so much reconsideration. This whole idea that we're making progress, step 1, step 2, step 3, it's going to feel more like hopscotch, I think. But have your backup systems in place for sure, because I also think, Venus in Aries going from fire to water, there could be a lot of weather related events. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on as well. Anyways, I hope that you are doing okay. I have heard from a lot of people, this is a very difficult time. We're not out of the woods yet, not by far. There's a lot of volatility to come. And as the wise people teach us, it's not what happens, it's how we react to what happens. And there does need to be a certain level of emotional, mental, and practical preparedness for times of volatility like this. So if I can help you in any way, you can reach me at my website, and I'd be honored to help. All right, let's see what the Isis Lotus Tarot spread has to say about this really important week. And then, if you can comment, that'd be great. It really helps that channel to grow, helps me to share this video with more people, and of course, motivate me to step in front of the camera. Not always my jam, okay? So, all right, let's see what the tarot has to say. Hello and namaste, my dear viewers. Let's take a look at our Isis Lotus Tarot spread for the week of February the 24th, 2025. So we wrap up the month of February. We have a a new moon this week, right? March begins with a bang. So Isis Lotus Tarot spread gives us 2 different ways to work with the energy. This is a reading for the collective. So collective reading here. Alrighty, my friends. So the first card is what we're coming from, the past. And so this card is the 9 of Wands, which indicates that we're pushing through. Okay, we have this sense of like, I guess just moving through things. And then you, 8 of Pentacles. So you're gaining some new skills, learning some things. I mean, trust all the things that are coming forward for you at this time. Now, the environment that you're in, Judgment. There's some karmic shit going down, friends, and you know it. You can feel it. We all feel it. Within this framework, we need to make good, balanced, and wise decisions. And as these energies come together, 9 of Cups, there's something positive. So we're looking for that. Now, the key card of the future is the Page of Swords. My longtime viewers and clients will remember that I always call this the bratty kid card. This is a card of immaturity. This is a card of negative thinking, complaining, whining, not wanting to do things, not being an adult about the situation. Now, this is important for us to understand. This could be us. We could be being immature about this situation, whatever it is, or we could be encountering people like this who are whining and complaining and frankly not helpful. So that is something we need to manage. Now, on one side, we have the Temperance card, which is a positive card. It's about healing and hope. It is about being balanced and wise and moderate. On the other side, we have 2 cards. The 6 of Pentacles, putting time and energy into something, and the Knight of Wands, needing to do something, okay? So these are 2 kind of interesting things. One is very like, weigh things out. The other one is like, bang, go. So there's going to be 2 options here. Now, the near future detail card, like what we really need to know about what's coming, is the High Priestess. There's some deeply spiritual energy here. As we know, with all that Pisces energy, remember you are guided. Remember the divine feminine is with us. She is there to support us, and we need to look for her allies. We need to be her ally. So this is a very important card to remember. It is modified by Queen of Cups, remaining intuitive on the Temperance side. On the action-oriented side, we've got the 8 of Cups. So not only do you have to do something, you need to get away from something. All right, so you're looking at my cheat sheet here. I'm sorry, my brain is not working great. I'm filming this during this Mercury square. Yeah, okay, one more card for each side. So with temperance and moderation and the support of the High Priestess, we're deeply intuitive, but also very concerned with family. So this is like the mom tending to things side, I think. And the other one is like, go, go, go. Walk away from something and then maintain the boundaries once you do. 7 of Wands. Don't complain. Don't explain. You're done. Is over. All right, 2 possible progressions or solutions. The Empress on the Temperance side. So the Divine Feminine is here to support us, and this is definitely a familial, loving, family creation energy on this side of the reading. Over here on the walk away, like take action, move, protect, we've got the Ace of Wands. So a new initiation. Once you put the energy in where you need it, walk away from the thing that you don't need, set up your perimeter, and then something new will begin. Paired with the Empress on the Temperance side, we have the Star. So hope, optimism, things coming together. The Star comes after the Tower. So very interesting option over here. I'm liking the outcome for both of these. I feel very positive about this. This is for the one that was 6 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. Paired with the Ace of Wands, we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's not this action, this new thing that we're starting. Think of Ace cards as like the beginning of a progression of 10 things, right? So because you start with the Ace, and then you go with the 2, and then the 3, and then the 4, and all the way up to 10, right? So the Ace of Wands, we're starting something. But the Page of Pentacles reminds us that there could be a financial piece, a monetary piece, something that relates to supply chains, practical earthly matters. So coming back to the very beginning, where are we coming from? We're coming from the Nine of Wands. We've been pushing hard to just get through. And the you and card, you're stunning. You're learning. You're gaining skills. The environment, woo, karma is going down. And as these things come together, you need to find the thing that really fills your cup, that makes you feel excited and happy, and go towards it. Beware being the immature child or encountering someone who is immature, okay? Now, so we have this one option of temperance, okay? We're like balancing our work and our home and our responsibilities and our need to, be aware of what's happening, but also not lose our minds. We're supported by the Divine Feminine. The High Priestess is there for us. And we're being a little more intuitive. We're definitely taking care of the family. We, in fact, might want to create something new. And we are there to kind of support and help when things fall apart for other people, for our people, okay? On the other side, well, we've got this pouring energy into something. We are passionate, on fire, Knight of Wands. Again, the High Priestess is still there to support us. The Divine Feminine is present. But we got to walk away from something or someone and then set up a really high fence, strong wall, like boundaries. Then we can start the new thing, and we should be pretty excited about it, okay? It should feel pretty good. So, all right, interesting cards. I'm digging it. I hope you have a marvelous, wonderful week full of positive symbolism. Stay the course. Do your breathing. This is a marathon, not a sprint, y'all. All right. Ciao.